Guess who's back, 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 back. Guess who's back? Back. Guess who's back? Back. Woo! Guess who's back?
Yeah,
Yeah, I cleaned my whole house. I mean, I pulled out the toothbrushes and in every crack, like my mom used to make me scrub stuff. So I'm almost I'm pulling my hair out because I'm isolating alone, like because my family is like 5 hours away. So I'm here by myself. So this is my time right here when we get on and do the show. So I'm definitely looking forward to what we're doing.
Well, I was gonna say, Coach, I'm like, I'm probably from here, right around here, I'm probably the closest thing to family you got, because you got, like you said, yeah, because you got like nobody around these parts.
That must be tough though, because that's hours and hours a day that you're just not leaving. You're not going anywhere. You're not really talking to anyone.
No, I'm outside. Like I go out, take some walks. You know, as soon as I see people coming, I like dip around the corner out their way.
Gotta walk around like this.
I talk to my neighbors from like 2 yards away. Like we're having that.
Scary. It's scary when you think about it though, because you're like, I don't even want to talk to anyone. Like, don't talk. Like I do, but I don't. You know what I mean? Like I do because I haven't spoke to anyone. Well, for me, any adult, but you don't because you're like, I don't know if I should talk to you. Like you might make me sick, and I don't want to have to knock you out. Like it just.
You're gonna knock someone out. They make you sick. You're gonna have the breath to do it.
I feel like if someone makes me sick, yeah, I might be a little angry. Whether it before or after, yeah, I might be a little angry about that.
Yeah, if somebody sneezes on me, yes, we're gonna have an issue. I'm gonna choke them like Homer does Bart right there
with the neck.
Yeah,
I wish I could do the eyeballs popping out of my head and everything. What's going on, guys? Dev, Coach here. You know who it be, and we have our special guest, Karyn Elle. Karyn Elle of the Sayith Loud podcast. You guys need to go check her stuff out. I have the links in the description. Check her out on Spotify. She did, and also I tried looking for your YouTube for your new podcast, but I could not find it. So if you
I'll get it for you. I'm still uploading. I'm still working on it, but it's there.
Great.
Yeah.
But Karyn, I've been listening to your podcast actually for the past 4 days.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry for you.
She said so sorry. Genuinely, I mean this. You're actually one of the first people that well, we've had podcast guests in the past, and their podcast just wasn't like for me. But I actually kind of genuinely enjoyed your podcast where you talk about relationship things, Boujee on a budget. And we're gonna talk about all those things today because I have several questions for all of them. But I genuinely enjoyed it, and of course I was listening to you while I was playing one of the most unorthodox things. I was playing Madden. So there I am, I'm playing football, and like listening to you tell me about, you know, dating advice and stuff, which was interesting. I'm like, oh yeah, like here I am playing Madden, like this seems like the most virgin thing ever, you know, just listen to this. But it was great. Love your stuff, love everything you do. You. And guys, please go check her out. So
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So anything else you want to plug in here beginning before we get started, Karyn?
No, I think you got the podcast, the website. Yeah, no, I think we're good.
Okay, awesome. All right, so we're gonna start. I want to start with this: Boujee on a budget.
Yes.
So, Coach, you guys are probably gonna yell at me because I honestly, I kind of do, but I kind of don't know what Boujee means.
Oh my gosh, get him, Karyn. Get him.
Boujee. I don't know. Okay, so you've listened to my show, so it's a no bullshit show. So Boujee is like, you're kind of a little bit stuck up. Okay, no, I'm kind of a lot stuck up, right? But I have to do it on a budget. You know what I mean? Because I'm really not, I really probably shouldn't be that stuck up. That's why it's Boujee. But yeah, so there's like certain things that you're just like, you know, certain hotels I won't sleep at, certain people's house I won't take my coat off at, So yeah, I'm kind of like, people don't buy me presents because they tell me I'm bougie and they don't know what to get me.
Oh, because they know you're not gonna like the present, so they just hand you the money. Is that what it is? Like you might be
Yeah,
like, oh, I don't like it.
that's what my parents said. They're like, you're not gonna wear it, you're not gonna do that, so they don't.
Are you gonna make a face? You're just gonna look at it like, eh.
I mean, I usually put it in a box under the bed and leave it there.
My daughter's like that. Yeah, she's definitely bougie, but yeah, she should be on a budget. She definitely does that too. Like, I can't please her.
I mean, you can, if you listen out loud, you can please someone that's bougie on a budget.
Right.
Yeah. That's too much work for us dudes. We just want you to say, hey, this is what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, but bougie is like, you probably shouldn't be that much of that.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, Karyn, like, don't act like you're not from the hood and you never ate free cheese. Why are you acting like this now?
Right.
But
like,
I still act like that.
Roach in the house before. Stop.
Yes. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you can eat this hot dog from the hot dog stand. That kind of bougie. Like, there is no need for you to behave such a way. You know what I mean? Pick it up and eat it. 5-second rule. But bougie is kind of like, ew, oh my God, no. But, you really could.
Yeah, because when I think of bougie, I think of the music video Bad and Boujee, and like the girls are at the restaurant eating ramen noodles.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But like they're dressed fine as hell with like the nicest dress and everything you ever seen, but they're eating ramen noodles. So is that like
probably got a $4,500 pocketbook and about $23.90 in their wallet?
Right, exactly. Because I was gonna say, so is that being bougie on a budget, or what is bougie on a budget?
That's just being stupid. If you have a $4,500 pocketbook and you're eating ramen noodles, you need a financial manager or a better boyfriend. I don't know.
Or a better boyfriend.
Somebody, because he bought you a bag, but he don't care if you eat. He don't care about you.
Damn, you're right. That's pretty factual, actually.
Yeah. So, so bougie on a budget is basically being able to live your best life on a budget, because the reality is that we're not all dating rappers and rich people, that there's actually, the majority of us that go to work and work every day and want nice things and live a nice life. And like, how do you balance doing that on a budget? And so that's pretty much what the show is about, because I live a nice life, but I worked really hard for it. And being able to kind of like do the things I do and travel and have nice things, but I still wear $1.50 flip-flops from Old Navy.
Right. I feel that.
Yeah. You said you got to balance. You got to
balance it out.
Things. You got to sacrifice some things to gain some things.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Go
ahead, Coach.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, well, all I was going to say is that I used to buy like $200 LeBron James sneakers. And now I realize like how silly shoes like that can be. So now I buy them $10 Dollar G's, the DGZs as I call them. I buy some Dollar General.
I don't even notice
sneakers.
I think like day-to-day life, people probably don't even notice. I think kids notice. I mean, I'm at a school all day, so kids notice things like that. But I think us adults going to work day to day, I don't even think some people notice.
Yeah, like why would I give a shit about what shoes you're wearing? Like, who cares?
I don't think half the time people care. I don't think they know. I think we think as a society, we think that they care, but I don't think half the time people don't care. And the people that do care have no business caring.
And you look at successful people, look what they're wearing. They ain't rocking labels. Mm-hmm. They're not rocking labels. Them people that got that endless, like that life-changing money.
Yeah, there's no jewelry.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah, okay, so we gotta be smart with our money.
Oh yeah, you got to be. Tell me about the whole bag.
So I think, this is just me, I think that everyone should have a whole bag. I think there should be, I'm going to curate a male whole bag, because I think men should have a whole bag too. You need a spend in the night bag, right? And I think that women need a whole bag. I think that women also need to be empowered to have a spend in the night bag. And in your whole bag, you have whatever it is that you feel you and your partner are going to need in your whole bag. And
Wait a minute. Wait a cotton picking second. Where is this going? What is a hoe bag? So wait, is this for like staying over at the house? Like I'm
Okay, so some people get a whole bag. It's a weekender because those are the people that are allowed to spend the night.
Right.
So you need a
Wait,
bigger
are we
bag.
talking like a sleepover, or what are we really
Like a
talking about?
Like a sleepover, a rendezvous. You're gonna have sex.
Okay, thank you. That's all. That's the clarification I was looking for. Go ahead.
So those people, you need a bigger whole bag. And then for the people that are not allowed to spend the night and have to leave in an Uber, you just need like, you know, a little tiny whole bag. You know, more like a whole pocket book.
Yeah, I said a whole pocketbook, right? Yeah, you just pull it out.
You know, and then it got all your whole essentials in there. And
whole essentials.
Funny, but you need hoe essentials. People don't carry hoe essentials. Like if you're gonna be a hoe, be a healthy hoe, be a smart hoe. Carry your hoe essentials.
Don't be,
and so,
as Nicki Minaj said, don't be a stupid hoe.
Don't be a stupid hoe. So carry your hoe bag with your hoe essentials. And then the show pretty much goes over what goes into your hoe bag.
Right. That's what I want to know. What's in your hoe bag?
In my hoe bag?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I should have brought it.
Man, that would have been great. Go ahead.
Right this second, my show just got a new sponsor, and it's Sweet Vibration. So right now the whole bag's just full of vibrators.
Full of vibrators, ready to go. You ready to go?
Here it is. Here it is.
Oh, someone's bringing the bag. Bring the bag.
Yeah, someone's bringing the bag. So, so I was like, let's curate a bag. And there's like a whole bunch of vibrators. Although I haven't used these yet. I just got them, 2 days ago? So, yeah, so this is like some new kind of vibrator. I've never seen this before. It's called Tulips.
That looks like a shoelace or a shoe, like a
shoehorn. Yeah. And then it vibrates on both sides. So I got that. It feels really nice. So like the texture is nice. So we got that. Let's see what else we got in here.
That's what I'm talking about.
Kara, get the product placement out. We're sending these guys an invoice. Tell us the brands. We're sending them an invoice. Yeah, well, that one looks like you like combine it with the other one.
Yeah, I was like portable,
A transformer dildo? What are you talking about? You built?
Yeah, I mean you could take them with you.
Mighty Morphin vibrators.
Yeah, I mean I feel like and then so this is like a typical vibrator. It's just like a regular. They all feel really nice though. I like the texture of all of them. So
you. They're sponsoring you. I seen you said you curated that name, the hoe bag. I seen you got that on your people can go get a hoe bag.
You can go get a hoe bag at my website. Yes. I did a hoe bag. It's a weekender. This is also another product. I'm gonna try this one too. It has like little teeth or something in there. I don't know, I'm curious.
That looks creepy. The little teeth inside of it?
It looks like a little fish or something.
They're hitting spots. They're trying to find that spot.
It looks like a little. That's like
find you. You gotta test them out till you find your spot.
People are quarantined. There's a lot of interesting, entertaining things you can do. So
ladies out there, go to Karen's website to get a hoe bag and let us know how it is.
So here's my thing. Also on my website, there's regular duffel bags for the guys because I want to curate a whole bag for guys because I feel like women, it's very typical to be like vibrators and oils and lingerie and shit like that. That's not new, right? But I think we should curate a whole bag for guys. I think guys should have a whole bag and feel empowered and be like, all right, this is my bag. And in there, it should be like, the Dove lotion and the deodorant and the mouthwash, but then, maybe some rings or cock rings or whatever. But I think it'll be cool. I think people should just not feel, they have those that.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, so I feel like people should just be empowered to have fun. And the show was basically, it's not calling anybody a hoe, even if you are, I don't personally care. It was just really empowering people not in relationships or even in a relationship. Because a lot of people think, oh, well, I'm married. I don't need a hoe bag. I'm not a hoe. No, but you're probably boring. And so.
Got him. Yeah.
So you might want to, it might behoove you to say, you know what? Maybe my wife or my husband need me to, or need Karyn to curate a bag and just send it to the house because, you know, it gets monotonous for you, you know, people that are in relationships and are married and are just.
So you're build the whole bag. Are you helping them? Are you helping them build these things? Are you suggesting things?
Yes. Well, because I think that you have to know your partner, right? Because you could scare somebody off if you put the wrong thing in there, right? It could go totally left field if you show up with a mask and handcuffs. It just depends on who the person is.
Right, listen.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen. If the girls show up and she pulls out whips and a strap on, I'm out.
You see what I'm saying?
Out. I'm running. I'm jumping out the window. I'm gone. Hopefully there's bushes. I'm out.
So I definitely think it depends on the couple and the relationship and like how crazy you want to be. Cause like, you know, for me, I wouldn't meet someone and like the first time I sleep over, bring all this stuff over. They'd probably be like, okay, Karyn, you know, did you have a rough childhood or something like that?
Did you have a rough childhood?
Tell me what's going on, Karyn. Come on. You can tell. That's what it be like.
But I think it depends how comfortable you are with your partner and where you are in your relationship and like kind of what you're doing. But yeah, I will help someone curate a bag, and I think it's a cool gift. I think, you know, it's nice to get a gift that two people can enjoy together and just have a good time. And yeah, that's it.
And that takes a lot of pressure. To me, if a female spends the night at my spot, that means that I want her there. Probably gonna be like, wake up in the morning, let's have some breakfast, and then it takes it off of me. I happen to have extra toothbrushes, all the stuff that she's gonna need, and then the argument too. Like, why do you have all these toothbrushes and all this?
Right.
So that's how the episode came about. I was actually talking to someone, and it was a guy. And he was at a woman's house and he spent the night and she sent him to a drawer and there was multiple toothbrushes, deodorant, mouthwash, and she just had a drawer full of that stuff. And I was like, oh, like that's dope. She's saying to her hoe box. And he was like, I felt some kind of way. And I was like, why? Like she's being responsible. And he was like, okay, but how many guys are sleeping over that she has a drawer full of like toothbrushes? I was like, who cares? Like you already spent the night too late.
Right.
And
yeah, right, exactly. Like you're gonna ask these questions now.
She's being responsible. And so it kind of was the birth of the idea because like he felt some kind of way. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna build my own hoe box.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why wouldn't you? Honestly, I mean, it's okay to just have like I wouldn't feel any type of way if like the next morning she's got toothbrush and stuff and be like, oh, thanks, because you might just feel super gross if you've been like fucking for like 5 hours. You know what I mean? Like you just want to be like, oh, thank God she's got the toothbrush and the deodorant and all that stuff here.
Genius. I think it's genius, and I think that and that men and women both need to be empowered. Like if you're old enough and responsible enough to do this, then you're old enough and responsible enough to have what you need. That's it. You know what I mean? So that's where the idea came from.
Interesting.
And you design these. I seen you majored in media and art. Is that?
Yeah. So I have an associate's and a bachelor's degree in media communications. And I have a master's of science in adolescent education. And I'm going back to school in June.
That brings me to my next question.
Yes.
How does your school feel about your show and what you're doing right now? Have you had feedback?
To be honest, they like it because I teach like theater if I have to. I teach art, I teach music. So, you know, I get to do a little bit. I've taught photography, so I get to do a little bit of the art. I tell the kids, like, let's make a YouTube channel. So I think it's actually nice creative-wise to be able to kind of, like, do a little bit of everything.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't put you in the box. As far as the content, are they questioning the content?
No, they know, and no, actually, they're actually pretty impressed because they're always like, oh, so you had so-and-so on your show, can they come by? And you had so-and-so on your show, can they come by? So it's kind of interesting because they're always like, oh, you know, this rapper was on there or this artist was on there, and they're like, but do you think you can get them to come in? And I'm like, not really, but okay, I'll try. So it's nice. It's nice, yeah.
It's
good. A lot of fun.
That's good that they're letting us things, because this, like, let's be honest, maybe 10 years ago they would probably be bugging out about you know your content.
Yeah, I think so, but I also feel like we're in such an inclusive society right now. You know what I mean? There's schools that have clubs that, there's all kinds of stuff happening in school with kids where we need to be human with them.
That was always my philosophy. My philosophy,
Yeah.
I coach kids and do youth development programs for like 22 years. And I always would get in trouble because I would keep it 100. I keep it a buck with them.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat stuff with you. Let the teachers and whoever else you're going to, but I'm going to tell you what's real, because I think a lot of that stuff, because I think we had a conversation about this, Deb, too, before. It was like, it's like the drinking. Like, if somebody, like, you tell them, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. What are they going to do? They're going to do it. If they don't know and you try to hide it and you don't give them the facts, they're going to go find out for themselves, and they might do it irresponsibly.
And that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
All their information's coming from the internet and their friends, and you'll be surprised. So I think as human and as honest as you can be without taking their, childhood away from them, especially kids that they have access to all this information. They have phones in their pockets, so they're getting it whether you're giving it to them or not.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of fun.
That's good.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was going to ask about this. So another question I had was an idea for an app now, because you said about it, there's a shortage of dick going on right now. And you said you got to schedule a dick dash. And I think that's hilarious because, honestly, wouldn't that be a crazy app? I mean, people would say, oh, that's like Tinder. But it's like, no, it's an app that's like strictly for...
It's like Uber Eats.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like, there's you get to hand pick, there's some guy who's on the clock at that time, right? He's just waiting, he's sitting there on his phone in his car, and then he's waiting for some girl just to be like, hey, I need some, and he's like, all right, I'll be right over, and then maybe
25, 35, 45 minutes come by.
Right, exactly, and for however long she pays for, that's the amount of time, because this goes down a long rabbit hole about prostitution and everything, but it's like, if it was regulated okay, and there was a way, an app system, I think, where you could deny it, say the person gets there and they're like, wow, she's really ugly, she catfished me, even though she wants to pay for it, I'll say no thanks, decline, and then go on his merry way, right? And then she'll just keep trying to get another one, or vice versa. The guy will keep asking for girls until he finds the one he likes, right? He's got to put down a down payment. I don't know. I'm spitballing ideas here, but I think it'd be a good app. That's all I'm saying.
So that show came about because one of my friends texted me. So I'm always inspired by the conversations I have by people, and that's how I come up with the content for my show. So I wrote out all my shows, yes, and then I have these conversations, and I'm like, hold on, this is brilliant. And then I go sit and I record the show. So one of my friends texted me, and she was like, this Corona thing is really messing me up. I can't, he can't come over because the kids are here. I can't go over there because his kid is over there. And I can't get none. And I was like, oh my God, that's hilarious. She's like, hey, what do I do? And I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. And so that's where that episode came from, because it was like, okay, if you have a live-in boyfriend or you have a spouse, then you good. But if you don't, nobody's moving. Things are all standing still, and so there's people that are, there's a shortage of dick.
Yeah, and and I'm on the reverse end of that, because I'm quarantined by myself. I got 3 females I'm dealing with. They all know about each other. It's cool, but they're all in their quarantine area. But so my Pornhub numbers is through the roof. So I can't wait.
Schedule a dick dash. You gotta just be like, you got about 35, 45 minutes. I got 2 masks here. I got a hazmat.
I got 2 masks. No kissing. We're just fine.
I got
2 masks. I got a hazmat suit.
Hazmat suit. You could do and then we can even put in a little bit extra money to make a porn right here. We'll just fucking the hazmat suits put on Pornhub. There you go. Make a couple.
Use your imagination. That's what you should be doing right now. you know.
We'll figure it out at some point. We'll figure it out. I think I'm okay for right now.
Right.
But it is scary. I mean, it's scary. This is a situation that we're in.
Yeah, well, I mean, Coach had a question about New York. Go ahead, Coach. You wanted to ask something earlier that we were talking about before we got on the show.
Oh, yeah. Where are we at right now? I keep seeing numbers. I don't know if you follow that closely. It's very bad up in New York.
Yeah, it's really bad in New York. From what I heard today, and I didn't watch that much because I'm an empath, and the more I watch it, the more anxiety it just gives me. But I noticed the governor did say that the numbers are getting a little bit better as far as like the people that are going into ICU and the people that are being admitted in the hospital. But the overall number, we're still going up there. It's just, I guess, maybe not as intense as it was, and not as many people, but they have like drive-by places where you can go and have the test done. Like you just drive your car up to like a car wash kind of thing, and there's just people outside doing tests. Like it's really scary. If I mean, because New York is a city that never sleeps. So if you're in Times Square and everything's shut down, like never in my life have I seen, like you go to Times Square at 4:00 in the morning on a regular day and like there's people out there, restaurants open. So to have the entire Broadway shut down, the entire Times Square shut down, the stock market shut down, like schools, shut, this is crazy. This is crazy. Like I've never seen anything like this before. You can't, usually in New York, you can go to the store anytime, you can go outside anytime, bars, clubs, whatever have you. And right now everything at like 5, 6 o'clock is just done. You can't get anything. You can't go anywhere. You can't do anything.
That's unprecedented.
That's rough.
Now, we had, who's this here? Oh my goodness, I had to like squint. Leslie Winnie said, "Hey girl."
Hey.
But she actually, I know her. She's from Millennials Anonymous or something.
Yes, I was on her podcast last week, 2 weeks ago.
Because she messaged us to ask to be on our show.
Yes.
So this, I see the connection here now. Okay, putting things together, things in motion. Right. Now, what was I going to say? It had something to do with, so there's two things. First off, I want to make this announcement because someone right before I got on the show today, a friend of mine told me that her mom is in critical condition right now. I don't know what's wrong with her. I don't know if it has anything to do with corona, whatever. It's not looking very good for her. So if anybody wants to pray for her mom or anything, I would greatly appreciate that. And secondly, Bobby Ho of the Bobby Ho Show, which we had on here as a guest, probably last week, Coach. He informed me that 2 friends of his, their family members died from the coronavirus. So if anybody out there is still feeling like it's a hoax, again, it is not, and it is very real, and people are affected by it.
He's up in New York. He's up in New York too. That's where he's from, up that New York way. So
he's in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, yeah. I seen today, down in Philly. Like Philly's the biggest part where we're getting all of our numbers from, and of course, Philly is like cousins to New York City. People are up and down that highway a lot, going back and forth. It's a quick hop, skip, and jump, and I think that's where that's coming from. But they're actually down in Philly taking people off of physically. Like I seen videos of police snatching people off of public transportation because they don't have no mask on. And we know New York, the subways are popping.
Yeah.
That they're doing up there?
No. They're not, and they probably should, because they probably will. I mean, you if you've been on New York City subway, you're packed in there like a sardine. The numbers are not as high because people are not going to work and not going to school, so they're not as full as they were. But they are breaking up anywhere that they see more than 10 people. They'll tell you like everybody has to go. You can't just come out. They are doing that, but they're not doing the mask thing. But they probably should, because everyone should have a mask on. Everyone should have gloves on. I think that the more precaution we take, the better, and the safer everybody else is going to be.
Yeah.
And at first this was like, if you have an underlying condition, you should be worried. I think if you were breathing at this point, you should be worried. It's not about underlying conditions anymore. It's just like healthy people are sick, old people are sick, babies are sick. Everybody's just getting sick.
All right. I was just checking to see if I'm breathing. So I don't worry about it.
Yeah, there's no, it's, at first it was, if you have this underlying condition, you should be worried. And now it's just, given the numbers, it doesn't matter if you have an underlying condition. You just get really sick, and potentially it could be dangerous, and you can die.
Well, I mean, my biggest fear, because I'm younger and everything, and my biggest fear has nothing to do with even what will happen to me. It's that if I'm younger, maybe I don't show the symptoms as, as, how would I put it, as pronouncedly as other people. I could give it to someone like my mom or someone I love, and that would be the problem for me, is then I would feel like I was guilty because I gave my mom or someone I know or my little nieces this disease that could possibly kill them, and then I would feel horrible. That would be my biggest thing. That's why I try to stay away. I mean, I've only really been 3 places: my mom's place, my office, and then maybe Coach's house, and that's like it. I don't go nowhere else.
Yeah, I don't. I try not to go anywhere if I don't have to go anywhere right now.
Yeah,
me too. Another thing too, like speaking of the culture, because I get into a lot of discussions with people because they're saying that the numbers are high per capita for Black people. I seen the numbers. I looked into all of it. The doctor, I forget his name, that goes on with Trump every day. They recognized it. They are trying. They're saying like, and everybody's like, well, why do they got to make everything about a race? And something like this, you have to definitely make it about race to try to find out why is one number bigger than the other? Why is that happening? Is it living conditions? Is it something because other cultures eat differently? It could be something as simple as that. You can pinpoint maybe some way to treat it. And I was watching State of the Diddy on State of Emergency today. He had all people on, and did you see that?
I saw snippets of it.
And they were talking about all the facts about it and saying that that the underlining fact is that the bottom line is that the way that how can I say this? Like the same, we'll say that the same, I'm trying to think of the word without making it sound crazy. The same resources that every other culture has, we'll say the white culture, but brown and Black people don't have those same resources. It's like we're down on the totem pole to get the resources that are needed to help us. Is this something that you've seen and what's your thoughts on that?
I mean, I have mixed feelings about the whole situation, to be totally honest. I feel some of it, to some extent, may be socioeconomics, in that in urban areas, we're going to have higher numbers, right? Because of the density of the population in those urban areas. So it goes back to the socioeconomics of like how people are living. If we're financially living in the suburbs and we can afford to stay 6 feet away, then that's not hard. But if we're living in the projects with 400 people in the building and 12, 15 people in the elevator at the same time, well, then yeah, the numbers are going to be higher. And that goes back to being a socioeconomic issue.
I actually was thinking the same thing.
It's not the same. So I think we have to look at a magnitude of things. So that's one. Number two is like, okay, these numbers are coming from diagnosis. How many people are going to the hospital and getting tested? And then when we get tested and we're losing people, how are we making the decisions in the hospital about who we're taking care of and what medications we're using to take care of? You know what I mean? Is it a medical insurance thing where the people that don't have medical insurance aren't getting the same care? So again, it goes back to finances. Or is it saying, okay, well, a middle class woman walks in and she needs a ventilator. We're going to give it to her. We're not going to give the 19-year-old because we're going to assume, no matter what color they are, that they're younger and they're healthier. Or maybe he's a young man, he don't need it. He's a young Black man, don't worry about him. Let's save this woman here. And so we have to look at, there's a multitude of things to look at to come up with where that is coming from and then how to address that issue. But I do also think that there's some level of propaganda in it as to where we're directing the numbers, because numbers can easily also be manipulated. And so maybe we need to bring awareness to that and saying like, okay, why are we doing this? Why is this number so high? Where is it coming from? And how do we compare it to other numbers? Like, where is this data coming from? Because that also, there's certain businesses that you're in that you can sway numbers any way you want. And so we have to kind of like look at why are we comparing those? And why is that even a number? Not for nothing in this country that we're comparing. Because I think bigger. I'm like, okay, there was Black people in Italy. There's Black people that live there. Nobody ever said anything about that. I'm sure there's Black people. I seen Karate Kid. There's Black people in China. Nobody said anything about that. You know what I mean? So how come in America is this so prominent and so significant in who we're saving? That in itself is an issue. But you know what I mean? That's a whole nother, I'll put my teacher hat on, and that's a whole nother.
That's a can of worms, she's saying.
Just to me, it just doesn't, like every other country had the same disease. They never differentiated who those people are.
They just said people.
They just said the number of people. We lost a number of lives. There's people all over the country, all over different countries that are mixed. How come here is it so prevalent that we are dividing each other and allowing each other to die from the same thing given the color of our skin. Like, why are we still here? Why are we still even in this space?
Why are we having that conversation? Why is that
yeah,
even a conversation?
Yeah.
And I kind of agree. And it's hard because I don't know if it's just one of I think it might even be a multitude of things, but I think one of them is being that you have there's a white population that like they want to say things about the black population in the sense that they don't do this and they don't do this right. It's kind of like that Ben Shapiro apologetics of of African Americans in this country, versus also too you have I think groups like Black Lives Matter and so on and so forth, where they live off of that narrative, and I think they want to say, look at us here, we're all suffering from this, and there's these two, I guess what I'd say, factions that exist, and they're polarizing. So then it creates a divide. Instead of wanting to work together, they want to push this kind of agenda, and I think that's kind of what it is at this point. I think you have two groups of people who they kind of want things to be divided because they have a mutual they mutually benefit off of that for their movements. You know what I'm saying? Their civil rights movements and so on. And I think that's why those articles like that one make a lot of, like, especially for people like Black Lives Matter, because then it feeds into people's stereotypes and misconceptions about the healthcare system and so on and so forth.
That's part of it. Definitely the media blows that up. People feed into it. People eat it up, and they run with it. But speaking scientifically and trying to find out, they are doing that. They have to do that. They have to, the people coming looking for the cure have to break people down into socioeconomic. They have to do that to pinpoint something to say, oh, this is probably why it is. And let's be real, cultures do different things, and it could be that simple. That the culture, because of what you're eating, that could be it. They have to do that. Now, do I agree that people are blowing it up? And do I agree that, and I also agree, yes, on that, but I also agree they have to look at it in that scenario. They would be dumb to say, oh, we're going to say all Americans. How would they pinpoint something? How would they pinpoint?
Right, and I do believe that every person, every human being, every culture will react different to things, right? Based on our DNA, based on our, like you said, the things that we eat, based on our,
like
the culture. Yeah, how you behave. So there's a number of things that you take into consideration when you do look at those numbers and say, okay, well, is this person able to fight this because? Does this person have a better chance because? But I definitely think that before we run with it, that work needs to be done. And that's, and that work isn't done in its entirety yet. So we're just going on these face value things, but we're not doing the work that needs to go into it. And that's going to take some time. That's the reality of it. That's going to take some time. This will be here and gone by the time somebody gets to the bottom of it. It's not going to be solved in 48 hours.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You're not going to have all the numbers until it's really truly over, and then you're not going to know the who, what, when, where, why, how until like you said again, until it's all over. So you know, and I think more.
I do think overall though, as a country, we could have been better prepared.
Oh, absolutely.
I do think that we could have been better prepared, and I think had we been better prepared, we wouldn't have lost so many people already. And we're not even at the peak of this, and everyone's stuck in their house. And outside of being stuck in their house, because I'm not complaining about that part, but the economics of this, economics of this, like people are losing money daily,
going into debt. Also, not only not being able to make money, they're going into debt.
Yeah, and what the package that we have that they're sending out, I understand how stimulus works and I understand what the economy needs, but the reality is it's not going to meet the needs of the people.
No.
And again, like, I'm someone who has a small business here, and I'm Coach Karyn, you could probably relate to this too. I mean, it's devastating. I've been sitting on calls with many business owners around the area, local business owners, and it's killing them. I mean, because Ashley, me and Coach said this last week, but a friend of ours, the friend of the show, Ashley Palmer, said this. She said it's funny how in 1 week we all miss one paycheck, and then everybody's in trouble. And it's like, so it just really shows you, because we were all thinking we were in this booming economy and things were going great, but we all missed one paycheck, and it's like everybody's screwed.
Yeah.
So it's like it was all an illusion. The whole idea that we were, and that's what I think it is. I think the American dream that we have in this country is a delusion. we really think it's like we're still this country of great wealth and up there and we're doing fantastic. In some aspects we are, but we're falling behind. And this right here has proven it. Has proven it. And look at how long it's taken us to get stimulus checks. Look how long it's taken us to get relief. And other countries like Canada, for instance, they filed and then got their money within 2 days. They filed and their government got back to them.
There's countries that stop mortgages and rent for like 3 months. We're getting $1,200. That's not gonna last very. If you live in New York, that's not gonna do anything. It's gonna buy bread.
That's a closet.
You're gonna get bread, and that's about it. You know what I mean? So the packages that they're giving people. Okay, so stimulus is the idea is that you get this money and everybody pours it back into the economy. But at $1,200, there's not enough to pour back into anything. Nothing. We can't even get toilet paper out here. That's how serious it is. So what is $1,200 going to do? No one is going to the sneaker store with $1,200. No one is bougie on a budget with $1,200.
Yeah, no one's bougie on a budget. No one's buying the whole bag.
You still broke.
What they're doing is paying back past bills. And that's not even going to be enough.
It's not going to be enough. It's not even going to be enough. Like the package should have been equivalent to the other countries that they got, like in China and in Italy and Canada, where you're sustaining the people for the 3 months or the however amount of time they're going to be out of work. Because you give me $1,200 is yeah, I got bread.
You should deposit it. It's gone.
That's it. That's the Uber. Manhattan's expensive. So it doesn't help. I think that needs to be rethought out as a country, and they need to figure it out because it's not going to fix the economy. Yeah. No way.
Guy Ramsey sends a bunch of laughing emojis to us, and he says bounce on a budget. Oh, sorry, Boujee on a budget. He had the autocorrect there. He said bounce, but he meant Boujee on a budget. I'm guessing he didn't hear that conversation, but you're right about that. I don't think that money's gonna buy jack jiggly squat, to be honest with you. No, it's pretty much. And like you said, pour it back in the economy. Bull. I'm not putting it back in the economy. I'm holding on. I'm hoarding that money. I'm paying my bills, and I'm like, I'm putting that money in like a blanket and like a pillow and like a safe and like a cave with like burying it in the backyard. So no one can touch it.
Shopping. Yeah, no one's going shopping with that money. So nothing's going to happen to the economy.
I'm gonna flip it, make it do acrobats. I think America, what they just need to do is we need to pull that curtain back, talk to the wizard, and say, listen, cut the bullshit, print up the money, get us back on track. We already know it's that simple. You know what I mean? There's no this fake economy and everything that you guys are talking about. We know how it works. Just print up those checks, get everybody back on track, and let's move forward.
Yeah, right.
That would make sense, but it seems like it's like pulling teeth. So who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, okay. I'm gonna shift this. I'm gonna shift gears here. We're gonna go back down into second. And I wanted to go talk about the friend zone episode because that was one that like I was really loving because Karyn made a point that I thought was fantastic because it's happened to me where I put a girl in the friend zone. And they are not happy.
Be in the friend zone.
They can't be. Like you made it said like they can't be there.
Our egos do not want to be in. You're like friend zone. What do you mean I'm in the friend zone? Girls don't like to be. See, guys will take the friend zone. They'll be like, okay, fine, I'll just be her friend. They'll stay there. They'll hang out in the gray area for a while and see kind of what happens. Women don't want to be in the friend zone. They want to know they can go whenever they want and they can have whatever they want when they want it. So we don't like it.
Yeah, but that dude that hangs around in the friend zone, most dudes like me, I'm gonna be like, all right, that's cool. I'll see you when I see you. But we're definitely not. I haven't had too many. Like I don't really approach it like that. But that dude that stays in the friend zone, he's waiting for his shot where you're with that dude, and he's gonna. You have that relationship. Yeah, he's trying.
It's an illusion. Much like the financial crisis. Happen. but a woman will keep him around because when your car's in the shop he drives you around and when you're hungry he'll take you out and it's kind of like he's safe to hang out with. He's not going to try anything, so we don't mind keeping a guy in the friend zone. It's kind of like having your work husband.
You're saying that friend zone dudes and women never hook up. Stop it.
I mean, they do sometimes.
Yeah, or else they wouldn't be in the friend zone. Yeah, and I think that's how you.
But
A
see,
call
women
came.
don't want to be the convenience. We don't want to be that. We don't
Right.
mind if someone's at our convenience, but we don't want to be somebody else's convenience.
I guess it depends on who it is, because I've had a lot of friend zones females that did what you're saying that the dude did. A lot that were just like, I'm cool with it. And then
Yeah.
sometimes we actually ended up hooking up at some
But she
particular
had an
time.
agenda. She knew that. That's why she was in the friend zone. She was waiting, you know? It's like, I'm going to wait for the little, the little giraffe to, the zebra, and I'm going to pick off that one over there. So there are people that use it as a tactic, and it works sometimes. And that's cool. I mean, however it got to work for you, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
You all for it? Co-sign it?
Yeah, she's co-signing, saying like sometimes the friend zone works, but more often than not it don't. That's what she's saying.
Yeah.
Because I thought that whole conversation was interesting, just because you're right, and I think that like you're saying, women don't like it when it's on the other, like when the gloves on the other hand, so to speak. They don't like it. They're like, no, you can be a convenience to me, but I can't be a convenience to you, and that's kind of shady in my opinion. And I used to a couple years ago.
Oh my gosh. That shit's even. It's even between women and dudes. They both do it equally.
Right. Well, no,
I know this.
I agree. I was just saying what he was saying about but I think what Karyn's saying is right, because she's saying that I know me personally and other people are okay sometimes with just being friends with a chick, even though you're kind of like waiting for your chance. But like if a girl was that way, she ain't doing it. No, sir. She'll leave and she'll tell you to fuck off and that she never liked you in the first goddamn place before that. Even though she did, and she's just mad that you just said that we're just friends.
You didn't give her back the feedback that she wanted, so her approach is kind of like,
Yeah, I guess it depends on what type of person you are dealing with. I don't know. I've been around a long time.
You had success with it, so you're like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I had them waiting in line here. I had all these friends. What are you talking about? So I think it depends on the woman and the situation. Like some women will wait. They'll wait, and they don't mind being in a friend zone because they want a relationship or they want whatever they want with you, and they'll wait. And I think sometimes there's certain places there might be a shortage of men, shortage of dick.
Oh,
so I might gotta wait.
Yeah, listen, I'm from a small town, small town. So we can talk high school. High school, you for one, there were 7 chicks that everybody dated at least twice. You know what I mean, or something like that was kind of what happened. Like there was a small, you went through maybe like a course of girls that everybody had like a test run, like a thing. And then once like everyone got like their driver's license and then like got to college, we like all, cause here's the thing, like girls that I thought were hot in high school from where I was like, oh bro, that girl's she's like a 9.7, bro. She's that fine. She's a dime, right? And then you go to college, and then like you get out of the small rural town, and then you're like,
no,
she
was
really like
4.3.
Yeah, right. She's a 4.3 on the naughty scale.
She's a
she's
a number 2 on the McDonald's meal.
Yeah, she a thotty. Like that's really what she is. You're like, wow, like I can't even believe that I was thinking that at the time, but it's because you're like, it's like the shortage, like you said. Like girls would date people, and then they'd be like, wow, like the guys around here really suck. Like, but you date them because the options were limited at the time.
Yeah, the options were limited. So you got to do what you got to do with what you got,
That brings up a question, isn't it? What is it, like 2 to 1 women? Or is it what is
I think it's 2 to 1. Yeah, there's more women than men.
There's more women than men at 2 to 1 ratio.
Yeah.
So at that particular point, like, does that, like, from a female's perspective, is that bringing a lot of competition between y'all when y'all see a dude? Like this might be a good dude, like a good dude that you can say, hey man, I'm trying to be with that dude. Is that something? I
actually think that, I think maybe that should be a show topic for me, because I actually do think subconsciously, like there's a shortage of men from the women perspective, right? So there's 2 to 1, there's a shortage of men, and then not for nothing, there's like a shortage of good men, right?
Yeah, right.
take that short
half
number
it again.
and cut it down to half again, right? So that's like about a quarter of a pizza I'm working with, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And
Yeah.
then, so yeah, there is some competition because, you know, you're already in a place where you're just like, okay, there's less. And then, you know, given the situation we're in and what people are looking for, there's less of that. And so, yeah, there's some underlying competition for women because men can pick more than, as men have the pick.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I think we use it. I looking
Men
back,
have the pick. Contrary to what women think, the men have the pick because there's less men.
Mm-hmm.
yes, there's less men. We all know good women are looking for good men, and I think we use that to our advantage. Looking back at my younger days, and being like, I've done it. I've known that specific fact right there, and I use that to my advantage in certain situations. And then I'm looking at it now, I'm like, that was pretty fucking shady to do that shit.
I mean, that's the
pretty...
reality of it, right? That men can kind of like pick, given how many women they are. So they're gonna, you know,
they're gonna use it. They're gonna use it as a chess piece.
They're gonna try different flavors. They're gonna hold out as long as they can. You know what I mean? Before they say, okay, you know what, this is it, because they have the luxury of doing that.
So what I got out of that was that technically there isn't somebody for everybody.
No, there's two people.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying. Right, so like, well, I'm saying, I think, hold on. You know, maybe that's God's way of like, that's why he made some people homosexual, to try and like get those numbers to even stuff out. So that way then some people would be like, they would take away from the guy's side, and then some of the women could get more, maybe. I don't know. I was just spitballing an idea out there.
Or now we got more competition.
Oh, yes. You're right. Yeah, you're right. Because now the men are working with the other men. You're like, oh, now you're gonna fight with the men and the women to get the dudes.
Can't fight with that. So.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
If a dude can't find him a woman, he's definitely got to look in the mirror.
Yeah.
He's got to look in the mirror and break himself down and say, what am I doing wrong? Because there is a lot of like the 2-to-1 ratio. You should be able to find you a woman. You just got to handle your business.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. I don't know. I think sometimes people don't want to find someone, and that's a decision that they make. That's a decision that you make.
Karyn, that was a nervous laugh, and I'm gonna call you on that.
They're just like, I don't want to pick one. Why I gotta pick just one? And so there's people that feel that way too.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
you're right. Go ahead, Dad.
I was gonna say, is like when Karyn said that, she had a nervous laugh, like she's in that camp. She's like, I don't want to have to pick nobody.
I'm a cheerleader. I might be a cheerleader for that camp. Like, why do I just have to, like, I don't know. I think it's in society, it's always like you have to. I've been married and I'm divorced, so it's kind of like you should be with someone. Like, people tell me all the time, like, why aren't you married? And I'm like, why I gotta do that?
Yeah. Well, no, me and Coach have this discussion a lot about marriage.
Ever do it? I'm just saying, like, why should that be my aspiration? Like, the next person that comes along, I should just be like, okay, I need to marry you, and we need to settle down. Like, I don't really think life works that way.
Yeah, what I'm saying, me and Coach talk about that a lot because we talk about marriage and stuff, and we always think. I mean, my perspective. I'm not gonna speak for him, but my thing is like, I don't really believe in like the marriage in the sense of like the, all right, you're going to get, you know, half of what I have. And, you know, we can set up a contract. Like, we don't need, like, all of that with the state, get the state involved. Let's have the ceremony. Let's do that. Let's get the ring. Let's do the like a contract, a will, a thing, whatever. But, like, I don't know. Like, that's how I feel. Or you don't really have to get married. Like, it shouldn't be like a thing like you have to like put a ring on someone's finger like I'm committed to you forever. It's like it's a mutual agreement, because I think people should be free, because that's why we have problems in relationships. Is like people should understand and respect each other, knowing that they could leave at any point, because I think that's where like abusive relationships come in, is that someone thinks they're superior in it and that you can't leave me. I own you. I'm better than you, or I'm at this point and you're not. And I think that's where it comes into play. And
it also becomes complacent, and I don't have to date you anymore, and I don't have to be kind, and we don't have to do anything. And now this is boring because I already did all of that, and now you're here and you can't go anywhere. Like, I don't think anyone should be held hostage in a relationship. It should be exactly that. You're here because you want to be here, and if you don't want to be here, you could go.
Yeah.
and you should be free to do that.
or that phase, the cheaper to keeper philosophy. I think that's a lot of marriages because
That is a lot of marriages because the men end up losing out, right? Because it's kind of like I gotta pay alimony, I gotta pay child support. Like, bro, for that I gotta give my house, I gotta give my car, I got like if I was a dude, I'd just keep her and lock in the bed. I would just stay too because like so your whole entire life's gonna be turned upside down.
And that'll bring a miserability.
Yeah. I personally think marriage should be like a car lease. I think it should be like 3 years and then you renew it if you want to.
Good idea.
Car lease.
Good
Yeah,
idea.
I like that idea.
If I can't commit to the car for more than 3 years, why I gotta commit to the marriage more than 3 years? Like let's try this, and every couple of years we check in and say, okay, do you want to keep doing this? Because you might want to upgrade.
Good idea, though. I never thought about it like that. I'll check. Let's. Do you want to do the 3 years with me?
What 3-year lease, got 36 months. You know, it sounds crazy, but it's kind of like you're signing your life away. And then and some people are like, oh, well, that's what marriage is. You're gonna love someone forever. Okay, yeah, I could love you forever, but like I'm not trying to go.
People change though. Like I've genuinely been in relationships where like, you know, you love the person, but you're just not for each other, and you let them go. And you have to, like, you know, not married obviously, but like dating somebody, and you just like, you realize, well, we're just not compatible. You let that person go, you let them walk on, and you know, maybe you're feeling a little hurt, maybe they're feeling a little hurt, but you know it's for the better. Like I think there's different kinds of love, and it's just, love isn't just like, you know, the suffocating kind of like marriage, true love, buy a house, get a car, settle down, have a kid, get a dog, you know, that kind of shit. That's just that's my opinion of it. And I had something, oh yeah, I wanted to say this little comment about your lease thing. I thought it was funny. Was like, I wonder when you do the trade-in, how bad that would be. You come in like, all right, I'm done with my lease, and you're like, all right, you're gonna trade in Mrs. Caroline here for a brand new Miss Rodriguez, and then Rodriguez comes out, she's 26, and she's fine, and how is Caroline gonna feel, you know, like.
Hopefully relieved.
Yeah, maybe she's like, you know what, I'm fine, I'm done too. Could I trade in him?
Relieved. I feel like we put so much emphasis on that in a relationship, and they're really, you know, the value's not there. So why are we putting the emphasis on it? So I feel like if it's working, then you're not going to walk in there like that. And if it's not working, well, then you know it's not working. Like it doesn't come out of the blue when it's not working.
Right. And that and going back to what you said, it makes total sense about like saying it in that manner. Like, let's sit back down at the table after 3 years, because one of the main reasons why women at this particular time, because we know women make what is it like? Is it still at the 70 cent per dollar to a dollar to
like that? Yeah.
Okay. So a woman, yes, there's women bosses out there. They handle their business, but they're in that. We're getting out of that cycle at this point that I'm seeing a lot. That women are not depending on men no more. They're going to handle their business, their financing, and all that. And there was just that vicious cycle of going like. Grandmother telling mom telling daughter, you have to find a husband, and especially doing it at a young age, and then they get into something that both people are not grown yet all the way. They don't really know what they want. Everything's not really worked out, and then you get into that situation where you end up miserable instead of just trying to figure it out, saying, hey man, let's not put this much pressure on it. Let's take our time and handle business, like, you know, so thinking ahead, basically plan ahead for if it doesn't work out.
Well, I mean, for women in our society, right, success is like, oh, you find a rich husband, you find somebody to take care of you. Mm-hmm. You know, that's what is equated when you're a little girl. It's like grow up, get married, have a successful husband, and have some kids, and you're good. And that's the society we live in, and that's the problem.
Yeah,
that's a problem. So now, you know, she's stuck in a relationship maybe a woman doesn't want to be in because economically she can't get out of it. You know, you didn't learn anything, you didn't go to school, you don't have a job, like you know, there's women that are doing that too. Like that's not the plan. That can't be your plan. That can't be your life plan. Your life plan can't be like, okay, I'm gonna grow up and I'm just gonna. It's okay to be somebody's wife, but you gotta take care of yourself too.
Yeah,
you gotta
versa.
Be that person.
You know, so I think that's we have to start looking, but look at TV. That's what they teach women on. Like, by the way, I haven't turned the TV on all day in my house. Like, I don't watch TV, but that's what a lot of that, those reality shows are about. It's just about teaching women, like, okay, this is, for a lack of a better word, if you listen to my show, like fuckery. Like, this is what life is supposed to be like. Like, we just supposed to be sitting around all day, look beautiful, beat up men or act crazy and fight. And this is what life is about. We can't emulate that. That's that's, I don't know, that's tacky. So we don't participate in that.
In saying that, they finally brought up something that I thought a long time ago. Anybody that produces those, I'm all for people getting their money and doing what they do, but the Mona Scotts of the world that do that purposely do that, because if you get people that come out of these shows and they really tell the truth about what's happening, that they encourage that type of behavior.
They do. It's situational.
Yeah. That's not something that our kids should be seeing, that they should be looking at and saying, that's what I need to scale, what my life should be.
You're talking about the kids. There's grown people living like that.
True.
There's grown people that think like, this is what life should be. This is how I treat another human being. This is how I treat my friends. Like, what is wrong with you? That's dysfunctional. That's not normal. That's not healthy. What is wrong? It's like, basketball wives. None of you are married, but what is going on?
Right. It's called Basketball Wives, and none of you are married. Is that what you're making?
Wives, not one of you are married.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant point.
Johnny wasn't even married.
Yeah, like, come on. Like, this is what we're teaching. This is what we're aspiring to do. Like, that's crazy.
I always like the shows my mom's always watching is the Millionaire, like 30-day. Like the dude's like a million.
Get mad, like The Bachelor.
Yeah, like The Bachelor, but like one's like a millionaire, and then like the girl's like the other girl has like her own business, and they're just like it's like millionaire dating or something. I don't know. It's just weird. And like they have to make a marriage decision in 30 days. They have to make a decision on marriage in 30 days. And I said, are you crazy?
Do they really get married?
No, well, they sometimes show a marriage, but I think it's all fake. I think it has to be. Like, because no sane, smart, intelligent person who's a millionaire, right? You're a millionaire, is going to marry some other, millionaire, whether that's the woman or the man or whoever, in 30 days. Like, you're just going to be like, oh yeah, 30 days, I figured out I love this woman for the rest of my life.
How about 30 days, I need an ironclad prenup?
Yeah, right, exactly. I was going to say, like, ironclad, brick and mortar, brimstone and fire kind of, prenup.
Talk about anything else, because you got to protect your assets in a situation like that.
Yeah, you definitely have those in place. Like, and if they don't, that's where the stupid insanity comes. But let's be real. Like, if you really met like rich millionaires, people that would do something like that, they would do that in real life because they're eccentric. They'll say, this is the people with a lot of money understand that, oh, this is something that I could do right now. They're not looking long term. They're just looking short term to be like, okay, this is going to be fun, and here, sign this so I can get out of it at any particular time.
Yeah, when it's not fun anymore.
Yeah, when it's not fun anymore. They do it a lot if you got a lot of money. It's the more people that are like, we got to at this level. Like, if you put a camera, like, there'd be a reality show on really reality. You wouldn't have to script it. You would just see the nonsense that people are doing, like getting married at like 18, 20, like, I can't see somebody getting married that young. And actually, how do you know what you want right there? I didn't know what I wanted at 18, 22.
But people do it.
Yeah,
they do it. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm a little bummed out because I did ask people to come in the chat and ask us to give them relationship advice, and no one came and asked me a relationship advice question, and it hurts.
They probably think I'm crazy.
Yeah, they think you're crazy. I don't know. I don't think you're crazy. I think out of all, like I said, you're probably one of the most down to earth people that I mess with right now. Like, for real. Like you're on point. So I don't really have anything else, to be honest with you. So, Coach, you got anything else you want to ask?
Nah, I'm good. Thanks for coming on.
It's so much fun talking to you guys.
Yes, for sure. And keep us. We'll keep in contact, and we'll do this again. Maybe hop up on your show to talk some shit.
Sure. I would love for you guys to come on my show. We can have a good time and just talk shit.
Talk that smack.
I don't go anywhere. So yeah, definitely.
Might as well get some content, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Get some content.
Yeah, but everybody, again, I want to thank y'all for coming out, come by, watch the show, drop us some chats. Shout out to Guy, shout out to Leslie. I feel like I'm saying her name wrong. Is it Leslie?
I'm gonna go with that.
Okay, you're gonna go. Well, wait, you're on her show. That's why I'm asking. You're just like, okay, I barely remember her name too. So, all right, that's fine. If I sank the boat, you're going down with me because you basically just said, yeah, sure, that sounds fine. So
Pass that margarita.
but yeah, guys, thanks again, guys. Check out Karyn's show. Go check out Sayith Loud podcast. I swear to you, even if you're a dude, you will enjoy the podcast. I promise you.
You guys tell me, what do I put in a guy whole bag? Maybe we should do this again, and you tell me what's gonna go in the guy whole bag, because I really want to know. I'm not a guy. I don't know what needs to go in there.
Right.
I got some ideas. Get into it.
Right.
I got
Share
some
your
ideas.
ideas with me, and we'll put that together.
Yeah,
All right.
for sure.
Sounds.
All right. As always, guys, stay beautiful. Take care of yourselves. We are out of here. Have a great rest of your evening. See you.